So yes, guys, welcome to one more Trashman vid. In this one, I wanted to do a shoe review. As you can see in the title, I'm sure you know which shoe I'm alluding to. But let's talk about my current shoe lineup and why I'm morphing into this non-Nike Adidas product. This is the latest purchase outside of the ones that we're going to review today, of course. Got these midsummer, and these, they feel as good as they look, and that is saying something because these are quite tasty, if I do say so myself. Navy check on the outside, red check on the in. Whew, that is quite nice. Gum outsole with one more red check. That is dangerous. And again, they feel great. They perform well, so nothing but positive things to say. Before that, I did purchase these black ones. This is meant for winter time. I'm only going to wear these with black socks. Otherwise, they look a little tacky. And if you're going to wear black socks, black shoes, it's got to be in the winter. It's got to be indoors. It's kind of like wearing white pants after Labor Day. It's just a fashion rule that I abide by. Did I make this rule up entirely on my own? Absolutely. Does it mean anything and does it make any sense? No. Will I live by it regardless? You better believe it. So those are a little clunky, cheaper, $85. So, a little bang for the buck there. And then before that, I had these yellow Cades, and these have been an absolute calamity. I've worn these 15 times, dude, very sporadically, and they have just been absolutely beaten to smithereens. The outsoles, woeful performance from these supposedly durable lineup from Adidas. So out with the three stripe company, and then we're gonna go forward. This is even older. This is the oldest shoe that I have in the lineup. Striking orange colorway. They're difficult to wear, so that's why they've lasted as long as they have. But I will say the outsole still holding up. I mean, not in good condition at all, but for the toe box to give out first before the outsole, I think that's saying something. Glaring hole right there. Probably going to wear these maybe once, twice at a maximum, and then I'm going to kiss them goodbye. But that leaves us to the segue. Why am I morphing into another brand? I'm usually a Nike Adidas guy, strictly. I like the way Adidas fits. I like the way Nike looks. But I saw Rublev wearing these bad boys, man. And I also watched a couple reviews, and they say they are just fantastic. So I figured I'd check them out for myself. And plus, I think the colorway looks absolute dynamite. And it reminds me of these AirTech 2 with the hot lava colorway. So now I can wear these on court, baby. Let's go. That's crazy, man. But comes with the sticker, open straight out the box. And yeah, let's get the close-up here on the pedestal. And we're going to dive into these shoes and talk about how they play and, of course, how they friggin' look. So how's this for a starting point? The obvious comparison, a stark contrast in profiles there between the low-to-the-ground Nikes and the much beefier construction from the K-Swiss. A couple different looks at some outsoles from Nike. There's a two-piece outsole. Here's a one-piece. And then, my goodness, that is considerable. That is chunky. Absolutely beefy. I feel like I can go off-roading in these things. There's a close-up at the carbon fiber plate. It's going to give you support and stability. That's a nice upscale premium touch, if you ask me, and one of the reasons that I was drawn to this shoe. So I'll let you know how that plays. And a front facing look at the shoe in the lacing system, really straightforward, but the booty construction, it's something I haven't had since the Adidas Ubersonic 4, I believe. Wicked nice sock-like sensation. They started doing that in football boots years ago, and I remember having a pair of Adidas Predators. Again, nothing but great things to say about that type of fit. So it feels like a sock-like, glove-like fit. On the court, there's an Easter egg, but yeah, these are they're going to offer a lot of durability and stability, but will it come at the expense of feeling clunky and heavy? We'll see. That's a little bit of a letdown. That companies cutting corners, it seems like, on the insoles, but I'm going to play them as they are out the box. I did not substitute them out, and sliding into these felt, again, so comfortable. It was raining. I did not get to strike balls today, but I did get a little bit of a dynamic warm-up in regardless, just to get a sense for how they felt straight out the box. And they felt nice, absolutely no break-in, no heel discomfort and sliding. Ooh la la. Been wanting to do that for quite some time, so hopefully a sign of good things to come. Maybe I'll be an aggressive, confident mover in these bad boys. And there's the outfit matching pastel pink with the hot pink. That is a dangerous look, my friends. Who wore it better, Andrey Rublev or the California Condor? Only you can decide, and let me know in the comments. But here's the first look at some ball striking with them. Felt quite nice. And trying to slide. Just a miniature slide. Nothing to write home about on that one, but that is alarming. Tearing through the outer layer of plastic.
All right, 1 play test in, 2+ hours. We're gonna round down to 2 hours because of changeover time. And great lockdown, east to west, but north to south, sliding like a madman. It felt like banana peels for socks. Is it an issue with the toe box being too large, or is it an issue with my socks being ultra thin? We'll see. I'm gonna try a different pair the next go around. But this is alarming right here. Already the decomposition of the rubber on the outside, and then like we established with the sliding, that is chewed right through. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then here is 2 hours in again, how this chunky tread is doing. So stay tuned.
Some more looks at some sliding a couple days later, and that's much more appealing. That's a much fuller, more confident slide, partially because they're broken in, partially because the court is slicker.
All right, so just wrapped up session number 3, and this is now 4.5 hours in. Let's see if we can get the close up there. Definitely slicker courts. I tried the slide and found some success in that, so I think I'm starting to break in the outsole just a little bit more. Still not enough lockdown for my taste in terms of front to back. Side to side is fine, but front to back, I'm gonna have to double sock it next time, so the experiment goes on. Here's the picture for now. All right, session number 4 in the history books, and the good news is I found the secret sauce, and it is double socks. Whew, felt so good in there, nice and cozy. But bad news is I think these are starting to show some serious signs of wear and tear. This is 7 hours in, 4 sessions, 7 hours. And that is the most disconcerting aspect right there. The toe guard starting to show the pink layer underneath. So got one more session for y'all, and then, whoo, that's getting eaten up too. The heck? Does this mean I'm an aggressive mover? Am I Dominic Thiem? Find out.
So let's wrap this video up with my final thoughts after 5 play tests, about 8.5 hours. A little bit, again, concerning seeing the damage to the toe boxes, even on the right foot, which I scarcely ever drag. That's my left foot, which makes sense coming across my backhand. That one's being put through the gauntlet. And again, sliding into the right side of the court is going to make me drag my left foot. So I will say that is worse than, it looks worse than it is. It's tearing through the outermost layer, but there's still a layer intact of plastic protection that's not going to let that weave be torn up. There's the ball of the feet, and if you get a really up close look, hopefully you caught it, but you can see the individual pieces of tread there wearing down on an individual basis, if you caught that. And then that's kind of strange to me. How is that part of the shoe right through the pink with the letters on it? How is that wearing down? I'm not quite sure, but I will take note of it and include it in the video. And there it is. I think final thoughts are going to be the uppers are going to be in great shape. The lacing, the booty, played super comfortable, 0 break-in, no issues with the heels, playing on hard court, nothing. But I do feel that $174 is going to go by the wayside quite quickly through the balls of my feet. So let me know what you think. Will you be purchasing these? Do they catch your eye? Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and remember that Trashman Tennis is all about the tennis trash. We've been